Hello, Todbog here with Breaking the Stream, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Sunless Sea. This one came across the Epic Game Store as a free game for at least the next 4 or 5 days. So if you are catching this video as it premieres, definitely go and snag a copy of it so you can play yourself. Definitely a fun little game, one that I picked up back when it launched, and I did play with it a little bit, but I never really got in depth with it, and so I've always wanted to come back and play it, and with this opportunity, I figured now is as good a time as any. It's a new type of video for the stream, and hopefully it'll be a fun one for you guys to watch along with. So with that, we're going to go ahead and jump into it, and we'll kind of explain as we go. So we'll go ahead and do a new game here. So this is all fresh. So the game is a roguelike, so you'll basically have some random things happen to you, and you have to kind of react to them, kind of in the vein of an FTL, but you're playing a ship captain, and you're piloting a boat through some really crazy seas, as you can see here. And then as you go through, you start to learn more and more, and your captain may die, but the next captain may succeed, and you kind of get some of that stuff passed down to you as you go. So we'll kind of go over the UI and everything here as we go. So first things first, though, we have the story. So Captain's Making. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. In the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. My apologies. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Untersee, which I think is undersea, but bastardized. Okay, so now we get to choose a pass. So we'll come up with decisions that have to be made at times, and they'll look like this, and you click this button to go to it. So we'll do that. Decide who you were and what you want to be. You now lodge in a room above the blind helmsman. So, okay, where do you hang your hat? So, continue. Now, who were you? Now you're a captain. Now you belong to the Undersea. But what were you before? We can be a street urchin. Your urchin gang cast you out when you grew too tall. You took to sea rather than graduate to larger crimes. The last big score was enough to buy a ship. Give you a bonus to veils, which is one of the skills here. So you got iron, mirrors, veils, pages, and hearts. So the skill is subtlety and evasion. A poet, educated and articulate, you seek sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanished father has a rich patron, it seems. So, give you a bonus to pages. Veteran of the campaign is 68. You fought in the invasion of hell. London's armies lost. You survived. Your loot and your pension have bought you a command. A bonus to iron. Ordained priest, you fell from grace. There's nothing left ashore for you, and an honest benefactor has found a way out for you. Perhaps at Z, you can overcome your appetites. Give you a bonus to hearts, and then natural philosopher. A peculiar theory on time. Blood and starlight brought you down to the Neath, the cavern where London lies, and now they will take you out to Z. So as you can see, they've got different names, but essentially they're just for the skills. So we'll kind of go over the skills here. Iron is destroy. That is the damage you would do with your cannons from your ship. Mirrors are detection and perception. The quicker you can find a firing solution, so I'll let you aim quicker. Veils decreases the range at which enemies will spot you. And again, these skills here are in relation to the ship combat, but I believe it's been a while, but I believe these are also used during some of the story checks as well. So esoteric, occasional practical knowledge, increase the speed at which you convert fragments to secrets. And then inspire, heal, defend helps with tests around terror. So at this point, the one that kind of calls to me is an ordained priest. So we'll go ahead and select that. Kind of calls back to my playthroughs as a Voice of L player in the Conquest of Elysium series. So if you haven't checked those out, I highly recommend it. They're all beginner friendly, and it's a fun series, so you should definitely check out pretty much my main series right now, which is the Conquest of Elysium. But alright, so we chose that. We got the bonus to hearts. As you can see, it's a pretty sizable bonus too, of 25. We also got ourselves some bonuses here. So, you know, an engineer who doesn't have much time left, she'd like to die at sea. Talk to her to find out if she'd like to die anywhere in particular. Alright. Is this our engineer? Yep. So her eyes will hatch soon, but until then she wants to work. So we'll look at that. You were a fallen priest. Now you're a Z captain. These are our little qualities that I think are utilized later. So your a stranger quality is gone. Welcome to the world. You've gained 10 echoes. They're the currency, so that's your money. 25 hearts, so that's what we got for choosing the character we did. We got ourselves an engineer, which gives us veils +1. So, and then we got someone looking for passage, so it lets us know that new things were unlocked because of this. So, all right, now we got to choose an ambition. So, what does winning mean to you? Your father's bones. Your father was lost at sea. You never knew him, but you often dreamed of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. Gain 100 tails and fulfillment. Learn all you can of the Z. Write a masterpiece. Retire. Wealth. You know how it is to be poor. Now you want a mansion, servant, fine clothes, and a family, perhaps. Or a private kingdom. Establish a colony where you're absolute ruler, a utopia, perhaps. Can't choose this now, but you may find an opportunity to switch to it later. So we got these three. At this point, I want to learn all we can about the Z, so we're going to choose fulfillment. Not that I plan on living long enough to actually achieve it, but it gives us something to go for. So whenever you return to Fallen London, you have the option of retiring, but you'll need to write your masterwork first. An occurrence, your objective ambition quality has now become London's most venerated explorer. It's now become London's most venerated explorer. So you can always just retire, though, for a draw. So last scrap of paperwork. Captain, irregularity with the Harbor Master's office. They wish to know, what term of address do you prefer ashore? They'll determine what your people call you, Captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. So we'll go... I'm tempted by my lord, but I am technically a priest, sir, or, you know what, we'll just go with captain. So, all right. Captain will do perfectly well ashore as well as at sea. Thank you. Captain it is. A last piece of advice, explore, take chances. The captain will probably die. The Z is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. So now captain, and who are you is the next part. So we can choose our little icon here. Our name, we'll go ahead and do Todbog. Let's see. Do we have something suitably priestly? That's a robber type for sure. Yeah, we can be that captain. That looks kind of cool. Let's just see. Oh, those whiskers. But he's drinking wine, so we'll use that for another time. All right. Fallen London, deep, dark, and marvelous. All voyages start here, and this is where successful voyages end. So we've got these different options here. As you can see, they show up here. So let's see. We got advice for captain. So I'll go through this for you guys because this is intended to be beginner friendly, and hopefully it'll inspire you to go and download it yourself from the Epic Games Store and give it a whirl. So, the much lamented M. de Meaux found a watery grave long, long ago. Perhaps your end will be no better, but if you read this book of invaluable advice, your chances will improve. So we've got of ends and beginnings. Captains often die. This is not the end. When you die, you'll learn lessons which will help you survive the next time. Beware the layout of the Untersee changes with each new captain, but home waters are stable and the islands will only move so far. So, in other words, your maps may change, but the shifts won't be enough that you can generally sail in the same general direction and find the same general items. So your knowledge will help you, though you won't have specific maps. So you can't just go online and get it all, for instance. So we can hit go on that. So further captains can inherit skills, officers, equipment, and money. Over time, you'll find extra items and advantages. So in other words, we're starting at the lowest of lows right now. We also have our comatose ferret. It's my mascot. Mostly it's immobile. Occasionally it's feral. Hearts +1, so that's why we're at 51 instead of 50. So this is something important to note. On exploration, risk brings reward. Staying close to London is safe, but eventually you'll run out of fuel and supplies. That is a constant fight, is trying to get enough fuel and food to keep going. And eventually you'll have to go afar in order to do that because you won't make enough otherwise. So it's always interesting. So and you'll find more secrets and echoes as you explore. So and you speak to your officers to spend secrets on improving abilities, and you spend echoes on equipment imports. So mercy, unforgiving mode is how the game's meant to be played. One autosave updated whenever you reach port and wiped on death. That's what we're doing, so we're not going to worry about that. Machines, your prow lamp dispels darkness, reduces terror, and increases and allows you to find Z marks. Your engines, of course, drive the ship forward into the night. Both use fuel. More powerful engines use more fuel, but all lamps use fuel at the same rate. Try not to run out of fuel, and they'll compensate you with fuel for port reports. In other words, if you go and find different ports, and you come back and let them know, they'll reward you for telling them about new ports, or just updates on the existing ports. The ZBAT Scout will figure that out. That's an interesting thing, but it's how you can sort of spot what's out there. On fighting, you'll see the firing solution. We'll worry about that later. Stories, terror. Terror gradually increases over time when you're out of Z, away from the land. Watch the skull. When you see orange or red pips, terror will bump up if you spend much longer in the frightening place. Many events will increase it too. So basically, use shore leave to reduce terror. In a Cthulhu-esque style, you'll eventually go crazy if you have too much terror. So new stories, and sell this book. So we could probably sell this book at this point. We don't really need anything else here, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And you get 50 echoes. So no longer have the advice for captains. So click on London. We can adopt a Blemmingen Gallivant. So this is a Galli. Okay. So, all right. Let's see that. All right. A Blemmington sits atop a splintered crate, clicking and whistling at captains as they come near. A polite bow. You extend your hand, and the Blemmington leaps on. Its tendrils entwine on your finger, and it chitters quietly. Meets your gaze and bobs its dome in greeting. It's very small. Is it old enough for naval service? You're pretty sure its mustache has been drawn on in a pen in an attempt to look older. As you approach the ship's gangplank, the creature flutes and vibrates with an apparent happiness. The bosun winces at as you bring it aboard. You now have one Blemmington Gaveler. It's a mushroom. Okay. That's kind of cool. I don't know what that means yet, but... so these are other things you can do. I don't have anything for the Admiralty office. This is currently locked. You got to find secrets by locating locations of interest for the university, so we won't worry about that now. Reduces terror. Right now we don't need that, I don't think, because we don't have any terror. We can hire on more crew, which is a straightforward challenge, as you see. Hearts is the skill used for that. What's our crew at? We're at 8 of 10. I think we're okay for now. Offer passage to a tomb colonist. An immigrant who will pay to be taken north. So I think we're going to do that. So basically, let's go ahead and do that. It's oddly difficult to die and fall in London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take a ship to the tomb colonies. You crew cart these ones aboard in padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. The tomb colonists in your hold take them north to the colony of Venderbite. All right. We got our first little mission to do. And we don't have anything here, so. And then lodgings. We can read the morning paper. Let's see. Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. Trader Empress has forbidden singing in the streets outside her palace. Anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. And the Minister of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. I now have one of the recent news, which we might be able to trade later at other ports. Okay. So, nothing else there. So, someone in the docks wants to board your ship. Agree to carry the August Travel Rider to Gator's Morn. Prepare to pay handsomely for transport and keen to commission your ship specifically. Alright, we'll get that. Let's see. Welcome to board. The August Travel Rider shakes your hand. His grip is distressingly strong. Thank you. It's Gaydon Morn I'm bound for first. I hear he hurries over to your stoker, who is carrying his steam trunk up the gangplank. No need to trouble yourself. Give it here. Remember, Captain, Gator's Morn. I'll pay you 150 echoes when we arrive. Well, that's pretty good. Notable stories seem to turn up whenever he goes, and someone in London requires your services. Interesting. Okay. Someone in London. Don't need to go in dry dock. Okay. So I think we've done our thing. So you can take a look at your hold at any time here. And as you can see, I've got ourselves a Leadbetter and Stainrod reconditioned frigate surplus deck gun Mark II. So pretty cool. And we got our engines. We got our fuel, supplies, Tomb Colonist, recent news, Whisper Lock puzzle box. Speak the right phrase and its tumblers will align and unlock, but what is the right phrase? And then Invictus token with no slave slot. So if you lose this, basically losing this token will turn it to the easy mode. This is our journal. Objectives, story progress on the right-hand side. Move us over icon to see details. Okay. So we got all that. Officers, we got ourselves a new mascot available. +3 mirrors and +2 pages. So yeah, let's praise the little mouse here. What a keen little mushroom. And then you can speak to him. Right now I don't think you can do much. You're so beautiful, she tells you dreamily. There are briars in your mouth. Her left eye pulses slowly. It's always difficult to know what she's actually seeing. Increase your veils. So this is how we could do that using a secret. And you can see what she wants. My eyes will hatch soon. The gallbladder wasp. You know what? Its children are in me. She smiles. I can't be sorry. I can see such things. She tails off, hungrily watching her face. What is she seeing? King Eater Castle, she said at last, rather breathily. Her hand goes to her throat. I'd like to see King Eater Castle through these eyes before I go. So, far southeast of Untersee. So we got getting pulled in very many directions here. These are the shops. You can buy fuel. As you can see, it costs you 10 echoes. Selling it will earn you 2. You might be able to do a little trading for profit, but I'm not 100% sure at this point. And right now we don't have the echoes for it. We've got... It doesn't list our echoes here, so... 110. So, and then you can buy other ships, as you can see here. So, okay. So, with that said, we'll go ahead and get started. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and close that out. And so we launch using the E button. You got pause, toggle lights, Z-bat, and full power to the engines is F. So we'll go ahead and launch. All right. And we'll go to full power. And you can turn left and right. You can increase and decrease all using the WASD keys. So first thing I think we're going to do is we're going to head north. As you can see, this light is how we see things. And as you can see, we're getting fragments just for discovering things here. So Low Barnett here gave us 50 fragments. And you just kind of go and explore the wilderness. There's Hunter's Keep. Now, where do we need to take our friend? So let's take a look at our journal. Let's see, room above. Objectives. There we go. Tomb Colonist. Vendor Bite. Okay. So we're going to head north to Vendor Bite. Nice simple mission. So the keys are pretty good. As you can see here, your pages score is 27. So glean another 137 fragments to gain a secret. If your pages score is higher, you get... That becomes less, as you can see. So we found the Prick Finger Waste. We got a pirate steamer. Oh, so we got a... So as you can see, it's locking on. And it's definitely damaging us. So there we go. So we'll go and collect its loot here. Alright, you destroyed a pirate steam pinnace. The ship is yours. What will you do with her? Loot and scuttle her. She's an old vessel and these are safe. You take what you can and move on. So that's exactly what we'll do. You open up a cache of curiosities. Let's see. These pinnaces don't sail far from their hidden harbors, but here's something in the back of the hold. So we got ourselves a cache of curiosities. Some sort of barrel. Tap the bung carefully. It's a cask of wine. In the flaring light, it's Z-dark, but the taste is darkness of autumn. Mushroom wine. An acquired taste, perhaps, but once you've acquired it, who goes back to grapes? Nasty little bubbles of goo, grapes. You finish opening up the cache. I have 1 cask of mushroom wine, so we can definitely possibly sell that. We did take some damage, though. And as you can see, we're burning through our current thing of fuel. And you can see our hunger here is increasing. So... Davies Bay. Alright, so Yeah, so just so you can see that, you defeated your opponent, moved to the side of the device. Yep, just like we did. And we got our first secret. So I can speak to my officer right now and gain veils, which may not be a bad thing. But I'll wait a little bit on it. Let's see what we need. So this is Carissa's point. And there's no zooming out, so what you see is what you see. So, fed the crew. Okay. So basically once you hit that line there, you feed the crew. And I think you can change it based on your needs. So, oh, all clear there. I was in battle stance. So, but you can feed your crew at different levels, and that'll change when you actually feed them. So oftentimes, let's take a look here. I think that spot right there is vendor bite. Yep. There we go. All right. So we've taken our tomb colonist to vendor bite. You brought this decayed immigrant north. Now what? Your passenger stands somberly by the rail. Salt, send me a dream, she insists. You must find my father. Okay. The new Jonah. Your passenger stands somberly by the rail. Okay. Fisherman's tale. Salt tells me that you'll find my father in the belly of a monstrous eel. Gods never lie. Gods never lie. That seems optimistic. But if she's right, she'll reward you for her father's return. So we got to open a monstrous eel, and I lost my tomb colonist. Okay. Let's see. So now we can explore Vendor Bright. Let's see. On the deck, you can hear the sounds 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. So, need Terror 25 for this one, so we can't do that one currently. We can explore. Visit the first curator. And gather gossip. So let's explore. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. Tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculptures until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. So let's see. Unorthodox technology. Sweeter scents draw you into the shop, which sell candles, lilac, lavender, honey. You fall into a discussion of their manufacture with the shopkeeper. Yes, she says, proudly displaying her missing arm. We render ourselves to good end. Oh, don't look like that. Our fats are of a finer quality than any other, and we grow tired of our bodies down here. I have now 1 tale of terror. So, awesome. You gain 1 terror. Yep. You gain 10 fragments, so a little experience, and that's all for now. So, you receive this from time to time as you travel the Z. So, cool. All right. Let's go ahead and visit the first curator. Z Captain, the first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. It's been here much longer than London, like all the old tomb colonies, but even the tomb colonists dissolved in the end. Its time is close. No more light. The obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. He opens the door, and you step into the darkness. A pair of luminous lamplighter bees buzz in a latticed ivory tube. There's no other source of light. A bandaged shape no larger than a child lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. So we can listen to a whispered request. Z Captain, silk skin, not much left of me. I will go to the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors. 7 colors. Pay well. Okay. We can ask about the Grand Sanatorium. Accept the commission. Or depart from now. Let's see. Let's do this. We'll listen to it. 7 colors. Cosmogrove, Irigo, Pelican, Stewart has list. Find them here and there across the wide black Z. Okay. That's interesting. You can ask about the Grand Sanatorium. A long, low chuckling. Oh, silk skin. You don't want to know. The chuckling becomes a cough. We don't die here below, not unless we go to Z, so we need something else, somewhere to end. Interesting. So we could accept the commission. I mean, might as well take a chance, right? Thank you. This poor flesh thirsts for colors. No more words. It collapsed, rustling back onto the couch. Even the efforts of speaking seemed to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks from the finger of light that reaches across the floor. Outside, the obsequious steward nods. The book? Yes, the book. Hands you a slim, illustrated volume. The curator is old. Old as dust. We will all be grateful if we do it this one last favor. So I will have one of this, the Neathbow. Book for children. One page is devoted to each of the colors. So, these are the color names here. Epoxyon, Cosmogrove, Gaunt, Irigo, Pelican, Violent, and Viric. Okay. I don't know if we'll be able to do that, but we'll try. And then we'll go ahead and gather some gossip. Who's plotting what out in the tomb colonies? Along the coast of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandage peace. But they don't give up on their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. So I now have a port report for vendor blight. So that's going to be useful. If I return to London, I will get some money for that. So, but that is all we have here. So we're going to go ahead and launch out. And then I've got a few places to search. So not a fan of how much fuel I'm chugging through here, but okay, what was this here? Okay, no, that's not anything that I need to worry about. Okay. So we're at 3 terror, huh? You can see a fog's rolling in. Oh yeah, let's do the Z-Bat here. You gotta sort of stay still though to do that. Oh, see, no islands within the Z-Bat's range, so that's what you can send them out for, sort of, you can send them out for sort of, scout, see what's out there. Okay, so we're running into something over here, the Salt Lions, okay. Zealport. Okay, let's go to the Zealport. May need to trade in for some fuel here. And maybe some supplies as well, so we'll see. So we'll dock. There's a vast sorrow in their empty eyes. Alright, 2 basalt beasts, cathedral-sized. They frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. So it's kind of neat there. Creeping human figures eat away at the features like rot. Picking. There's a supply dock below. So we can visit the Unmakers. Muscular pick wielders rest on camp stools watching your approach, passing hip flasks around. An unctuous overseer beckons you to sit. We don't have any Sphinx Stone right now. Need a deposit and 20 units of spare cargo space. So I need 200 echoes to do that. So let's go ahead and do our port report. So I now have that. So records of activities in the Unmaker, such as they are, Rite of Stone and Silence. Okay. So we'll go back and let's visit the Unmakers and see what we got here. Muscular pick wielders, we saw that. Fungal tisane and tea cakes. We got funding from the bazaar, it's true, but Station 4, I would call it Station 4. It's a little grandiose. The stones are stuffed with secrets, but most of them are used as garden statuary or occult ballast. Most of them. Some go down to the places under the bazaar. More tea cakes. So I lost 5 terror, so that's good. That's all for now, and I gained a fragments, so doing pretty good on fragments right now. All right. I do need to hit the shops. Oh, no shops here, huh? That's not good. Well, I guess we got to launch. Do I have a map? I do have a map, so I can see what I've seen so far here. So as you can see, these guys are, I think these act like a sort of gate, so I may need to head back to London to refuel. trade in these port reports. See what we can find. Send out the Z-Bat. No islands. Okay. Let's see, full power. I think that's like an afterburner, so it'll burn more. We can toggle the lights if we don't need them. At this point, I don't think we do. We're just going to head back to Fallen London here. We'll turn it back on. Because if you turn it off, I think your terror increases. Yeah, so which makes sense in this crazy world. So the waves are cluttering with Z-Rack like drowning hair drifts. Okay. Well, we see a little island here. We've got 4 units of fuel. We've got a little lighthouse here. Patrick's Lot. Let's see. So space will let you pause. Stalagmites loom in the distance like the cranes of wolf-stacked docks, but vaster. The Corsair's forest. Our outlooks are watchful. Okay. So this is Patrick's Lot. So they provide lighting, which is cool. I think if you technically go over here, you can... Oh, I didn't mean to hit the old full speed, but that is a Crack's pirate steamer. See. I should be waiting. Let's see. I'm at 54 holes, so I'm doing okay. Missed. Alright, what are you? You look like a pirate as well. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But you started this fight. I'm at 3 fuel. I've got enough. There we go. Wait for those solid shots right now. There we go. Should turn on the lights. That's why we were... Oh, nope, didn't work. There we go. Alright. So, ship is yours. What we'll do, she's a vile vessel, so take what you can and move on. So, lean pickings. We got a cache of curiosities. Crate. Crate of supplies. The sustenance... So I gained 5 supplies. Fantastic. So my people are fed. I just need fuel now. Hardtack and water and an uninspected box of nails. A would-be wit remarks that nails look tastier than the hardtack until an officer's glare silencers her. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that would be what I would do. It's all clear now. Yeah, we need to get some repairs done. Repaired at London or... at Z. Repairs at Z are slow and consume supplies. Yep, so we were getting close to starving anyways, but we keep working our way this way. Low on fuel, yep, I'm aware of that. Alright, so this right here is a trading vessel, if I remember correctly. It's been a while. We're getting plenty of fragments here. So let's go ahead and... Alright, light ship. Its clear, bright beam warms the way, far from home. So speak to the crews. They long for news of home, so we can do that. In the bleaching glare of the lens, among the smell of oil and metal, you sip tea and chat. The Z's terror recedes. So I lost 5 terror, so now down to 2. I lost that recent news that I gained from reading the news story, and then I have 1 Z story, which I can trade later. So your stories are like currency. It's twice the usual price, so we're not going to purchase fuel because they don't have a shop proper, right? Yeah, but you can do it through the story instead. So we're okay for now on that. So now I can probably turn my light out since I'm almost here. Let's see, turn it up here. So we got the Bad Stevener's Abyss. So right over here is London proper. So we'll go and turn in the reports, purchase some fuel, and I think we'll go ahead and call the video here. Oop. Ran into a little something here. So welcome to the Wolf Stack docks. So yeah, these brighter circles here represent areas where you can basically dock. So and like it said, you can repair, but it costs you supplies. So alright, so we'll go here. So there's messages from the harbor master, huh? Let's go ahead and do that. All the clatter and songs of dockside, it soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? Something has changed in the neath. Another day. Time the healer. You locate your time at Z will change you in London. Someone wants to sign on. That's all for now. You now have one another day free evening, and the Rose Market bustles on the wharf. So as you can see, these are like items you collect, and that unlocks story. So in this case, you now have this another day of free evening flag checked, and that means that certain events can then go forth. So it's kind of a neat system here. Fall in London, deep, dark, and marvelous. All your voyages start here. So we got a specialist surgeon. She's staying at a respectable boarding house near the docks and has made it known that she's available for work. I specialize in amputations. It's easy to acquire unwanted appendages at Z. So we can employ her. Her talents can be well employed on your vessel. Increases hearts and iron, and it would cost me 30 echoes. Let's do it. I want to get more crew. So, alright. So I now have one clattery hair and air. Alright, let's do the shop before I go and spend all my stuff. We're going to buy... Okay, I think we have to do that many right now. So that's what we've got there. In our hold, as you can see, we've got all of these things that are stacking up. But cargo, we got that cask of mushroom wine. Can't sell it here as far as I know. So we have to find a place that will actually buy it. So we got my surgeon. Alright, I hope you're worth it. It cost me 3 units of fuel here. So we'll do Roser's Wharf. Rose Market caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic tastes and the gumption to harass sea captains. Let's see. According to archaic rules of the market, you can only make one trade per visit. Choose wisely. Okay. We'll pay above the usual price for specific goods. So they're looking for solace fruit, seeking an outlandish artifact. Let's see. And then escort some interesting acquaintances to the Rose Market. They hope to make a satisfying trade. Perhaps new buyers. So I have another day, so let's go ahead and do that and see if we can get someone with mushroom wine. Okay, so basically they hope to make a satisfying trade. Ushers in a new day at the Rose Market. Puppet plays. Press on uninterrupted. Personal collections grow. Words written in fogged mirrors are hastily wiped away. The exotic exchanges pollinate dreams. So I used it up. We'll pay to learn moves in the great game, so I don't have that. And it's collecting watchful curios. Okay. A little gift. Very fine evening to you, Captain. My, what you might call mentor, is very fond of adventurers, Z captains, and he would like to offer you what he might call a dispensation, on account of he's so fond of Z captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray hide. I believe it's dray. Piled high with fuel and supplies. So we can accept it. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold or come back later. It would be embarrassing to have to leave it on the dock. Inquire further or refuse. It is too good to be true, but might be a fun one to go off of. But we'll inquire further. Who is this patron? Is there a catch? He runs a very fine market, a very liberal establishment just across the river, what is much patronized by sailors and by men of wit and vinegar, and public house. And there's no obligation to speak of. My patron would hope only that you might remember him kindly, and suppose that if the opportunity should arise for you to return his kindness, then I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. Interesting. Let's see. First, let's check our hold. We do have plenty of cargo space. I'll say go for it, right? story. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and accept the dispensation. 10 fuel, 5 supply, accepted the proposal, and I have now 1 menace's suspicion. Oh, you rapscallion. This increases you conduct criminal activities or have contact with rough sorts. The higher your suspicion, the more fiercely the excise will search your ship. So, alright, well, good to know. Oh, I should have looked here. Okay, there we go. So I could sell the cask of mushroom wine for 20 here. There's different places here that you could do different things. So this is where you can buy different cannons if you wanted to upgrade. Caminus yards is where you can buy other various equipments. Engines here are typically. And then this is lights. Okay. Well, I don't have anything for that, so let's go back to the story. Let's go ahead and read the morning papers. I got recent news. Lost 1 terror. If you don't have the echoes to go out roistering, best stay at home. Reduce your terror, heal a wound, and give you a restful night. Don't want to do that right now. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Close that. So I do want to go to the Admiralty office. Find out what and where. So, alright. Admiralty pickup fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays Z captains a small sum for recent information. So as we do gain reports, we'll see what we get. So Vendor Bite, which is just north of here. Gain 10 echoes for what have the nearly dead been up to. Gain a favor, and my visit has been confirmed, and I gained 1 fuel. Nice. Salt Lions. Gain 20 echoes, because that one's a bit further away. Gain a fuel, and I gained another favor, and a new accomplishment, surveyed the Salt Lions. So, let's see. Ask if there's anything in particular they need. Well, if it can be assured of your discretion. So let's try that one. This port, speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the port below and return to London. So retrieve strategic information from the Iron and Misery Company funging station somewhere not far from home waters. Okay, so we can look for that. And if we do, we'll get a bonus. All right. I can, let's see. Speak to a higher authority. So let's do that. Do you have an appointment? Not as such. Once you've proven yourself, perhaps. Survey 3 ports in return to win the Admiral's favor. Okay. Alright. So we're done here. And I think that's it. We'll go ahead and call it here. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Obviously, the beginning's a little slow as we get our bearings with the controls and the scheme. Oh, and I forgot that we want to repair, so let's do that real quick. Shipyard. Nope. Story. Where was it? Dry docks is what I'm looking for, right? Is it under the shipyard? Nope, current ship. None of these are the dry docks that I can see. And, oh, you know what? There's probably another option here, isn't it? Gazetteer? Nope. London, probably. Okay. Let's see. Carouse. Reduce your terror. You might run into trouble. We can't do that anyways. Hire on more crew. What are we at right now for crew? We're at 8 of 10. I think we're okay. So let's do this dry dock. So we can get 2 to 3 fuel for 1 point of Admiralty favor. So, but I need to get 4 points first before they allow that. So won't worry about those for now. Ship's in acceptable shape. So employ Ratus Faber engineers. The rats of fallen London are remarkably skilled engineers, and they know the ship well. They're not, however, reliable. Payment is in kind, not currency. So let's see. 3 supplies. Oof. Luck quality gives you that. Perhaps not. That is expensive. Okay. Well, I guess we'll figure that out later. All right. Well, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to us. I plan on playing through this a little bit. I don't think we'll do at least a complete playthrough, and then we'll kind of gauge it from there. I'm intending to do this playthrough as a way to motivate myself to play through more, because I did enjoy a lot of what I played through, and it's just a matter of losing focus on it at times. So if you guys are enjoying it, that's great. That'll give me more motivation to go through and play some more on this. It's definitely got a lot of flavor, and they do have a follow-up, which I also now own, which is the Sunless Skies, I believe, which is a different take on this from the same makers. So with that, I will bid you guys farewell.